Hello ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the 5th episode of Dizzy Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. In the last episode, we finally got our second Mom Heart kill. After a pretty good run, I was very happy with the way it turned out. But unfortunately we didn't get access to the Devil Room at the very end, which will lead us to Sheol, where we have to defeat Satan. It didn't unlock for us because I believe we took a bit of red heart damage, and I believe if you take no damage during the Mom's Heart fight, it actually ups your percentage to gain access to Sheol. So we'll be trying to do that in the future, basically trying to take no damage. It's pretty difficult because it is a very hard boss battle, but we'll get better over time. So, what I was thinking of today, basically I've decided every 5th episode I'm going to try a different challenge, just to spice things up a bit rather than doing a new run every single episode. Give you guys a bit more variety. And basically do a challenge every 5 episodes. If I don't do it, then obviously we'll just continue. In the next 5 episodes, we'll attempt it again until we defeat it, and then we'll go to the next one, etc, etc. So currently we have the first 3 unlocked, so we'll basically just start from the top of the list, work our way down, and eventually, over time, when we do the normal runs, we'll unlock a bit more, once we unlock more characters. Because some of them, basically character specific, like for Maggie or for Cain, they'll unlock for them when we get them. But yeah, basically we've actually got a lot unlocked here, so whatever we do have unlocked, we'll try them. Give them a bit of an attempt. So today we're going to try Pitch Black, which is the very first one. If I had to guess, it's probably going to give us something like the Curse of Darkness. Basically, we can't see a thing. Hopefully not, because that's not going to come up well in the YouTube video. But yeah, let's jump into our very first challenge. I called it. I knew it. We just got Curse of Darkness. Okay. This is pretty problematic for me. What I'm going to do, is there a way to up the brightness here? At all. Gamma maybe? I might have to turn up the brightness automatically after just in post-production, but does that brighten things up a bit? I think it does. We'll see. Hopefully that's good for you guys. Right. So what I'm guessing here for the first challenge is, obviously, I'm guessing every single floor is going to be having the Curse of Darkness. And also I've just realised that there's no health bar. So I think that's another curse. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it might be Curse of the Unknown or something like that. But essentially, we do not know how much health we have in terms of containers or just how much damage we've actually taken. We just got Poison Touch from Lust there. We'll always get Poison Touch when we actually defeat Lust. So yeah, this is an interesting first challenge. So essentially, we're going to have to keep an eye on how much damage we've taken and how many heart containers we actually have, so that we don't really lose track. It's going to be pretty... I don't think it'll be too difficult, considering it's the first challenge, but let's hope I don't eat my words on that one. I really hope our first 5th episode, I hope we get the challenge run pretty much completed. Let's hope for good items. So we just got hot bombs there. I'm not sure if we've got them before. Get a nice little graphic effect on Isaac there. I quite like that. So that'll give us burning bombs. So I think it'll leave a bit of a fire after every explosion, which will kind of give a bit of burn damage to enemies. Maybe even set them on fire, I believe. And I also just got 5 extra bombs for picking that up, so that's a pretty good item there. We're also pretty set for keys on this floor. So not the worst start, I must say. And also, I don't think we've taken any damage. Also, because we're aiming for a Platinum God, like 100% completion run, there's a couple achievements to get, as a room over there, which basically, in every 2 floors, basically like basement 1 and 2, caves 1 and 2, depths 1 and 2, stuff like that, for those 2 floors, you have to take no damage. And for example, for Basement Boy, you basically have to take no damage in basements 1 and 2, which will give you the Basement Boy achievement. It's very difficult. Obviously, the further down you get, the more difficult it is. But eventually I'm hoping to get them just unlocked, automatically, rather than aiming for them myself. But it's kind of something that isn't unlocked basically until the end of your run, because it's so difficult, especially doing Wombs 1 and 2, because those floors are so difficult. I can't remember if we've actually unlocked any like no damage achievements yet. I think we might have done a Basement Boy one in the very first episode, but I might be mistaken on that. So, what we did, I think in episode 3 we unlocked the Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and this is one of the 4 of them called Famine. Essentially will spawn flies every now and again, and also will charge at you. It'll kind of leave the screen once and then come back, like it's doing right there. And just come back. And it'll also shoot 3 bullets at you every now and again. He has 2 phases, I believe. But basically, once you get him to half health, I think either his horse disappears. There we go, yeah, and then he'll start shooting free at you. So basically, once you learn his pattern like this, it's easy to dodge the bullets. You basically just have to run between them and hope not to like get hit by the middle one. So it's not too difficult. So yeah, there's 4 different horsemen of the apocalypse. There's pestilence, famine, death, and war. And there's also a couple other ones. There's the headless horseman, and I believe there's a one called Conquest, which you unlock later in the original Binding of Isaac, but I can barely remember that one. I think that's the one which charges like 10 at you at once. It's pretty difficult. So yeah, I'm actually going to use a lot more bombs now that we've unlocked some more. And also see the effect for them, so let's check that out. It didn't hit anything there, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, essentially it will leave a bit of a fire there for about, it looks about like 7 to 8 seconds. And if any enemies run into that, they'll either take burn damage or actually catch on fire and kind of have the poison effect, where they'll just take damage over time. That's a pretty good item. I think there's a couple different new bomb items for Rebirth. I've seen a couple interesting ones. I think there's a poison bombs and stuff like that. And each one will always give you 5 extra bombs as well when you get them. So we've already taken some damage, so we're definitely not going to get the Basement Boy achievement, but I think I may have already gotten it. Should we use the Blood Donation Machine? There's an extra heart there. The thing is... so, yeah, the problem is we don't know what our health is right now, so I'm pretty scared to actually use it. Because we have actually taken quite a bit of damage already. It's very difficult knowing how close we are to death. I guess if we are at full health, we won't be able to pick up any heart containers that are on the ground, so that'll give us a little indication of just how much health we actually have. If we can't pick up hearts, that's a very good sign, I must say. And hopefully this is pretty visible for you guys. It may be considered cheating to turn up either like brightness or gamma during like Curse of Darkness. It's kind of a cheat way of going through it, but in terms of uploading on YouTube, very dark episodes don't usually run well with viewers, so it's better to basically turn up the brightness for you guys. There's a trinket I've been liking very much called Petrified Poop. I'm not sure if we've got it yet, but I think it gives us a much higher percentage rate to basically get collectibles like coins and hearts and stuff from poop objects. And it's actually really good, because I didn't know just how high the percentage rate is. I've just got another heart there, so we actually don't have full health just yet. I do not like this room one bit. Let's take our time with this. Also, I forgot to mention, we just got an item called the Ball of Bandages, which you can see, it's basically an orbital floating around Isaac's body there. Just circle around these guys, they won't be able to hit us. If you remember, if you've ever played the first Binding of Isaac, there's items called the Cubes of Meat. If you get 1 cube of meat, it'll essentially have a cube of meat orbiting around you and basically block damage the same way that Ball of Bandages is now. Also, if you get more than 1 cube of meat, it'll turn into a Meat Boy, which is basically a reference... Oh, we actually have full health now, as you can see, because we can't pick up any more heart containers. That's a very good sign. You know, also, if we get any other health damage, we can go back to this room and get more health. Oh, God. God, that's not good luck at all. Right, so we just got the poop item. I'll let you have a little guess what that does. So yeah, there's a couple items that are absolute like pants in this game. One of the, this is up there with Lemon Mishap, which is like completely useless items. They're basically troll items. Like you have no use for them at all. But essentially, it does this. That's what it does. And it gives you absolutely nothing. I don't think it actually spawns anything, the ones you actually spawn in the room, but yep. You get to generate poop. That's the item that we were given. Thank you, Isaac. But yeah. Like I said, actually, if you have Petrified Poop, then it might actually give you a higher percentage rate to spawn them. So it might give you... It might have a bit of effectiveness with that. That's the only kind of synergy I can think of for poop. Like, that's how useless the item is. But yeah. God. If we had D6, which we will unlock for Isaac later, we can re-roll items like that and hopefully get better ones. So yeah, as I was talking about before, the Ball of Bandages works the same way as the Cube of Meat. The more you get, basically, you start building up a Meat Boy, which is a reference. As I was saying, the reference to Team Meat or Edmund McMillan's earlier game, Super Meat Boy, which came, I think it came before Binding of Isaac, which is an amazing platformer, one of the best I've ever played. And essentially, yeah, the more cubes of meat you get like your own meat boy over time. And I think if you get 4, you get like a fully upgradable one, which kind of walks around, deals damage. The same way like some of the familiars will do for you. So now that I've fought Dingle a few times now, I think I might have got him every single run, or at least a majority of them. I'm starting to like kind of learn his patterns a bit more than before. I got hit by him a lot, but essentially he does the same attack as Famine and Greed will do. He basically shoots 3 shots at you, and they're pretty easy to dodge. But that main attack of his, the charging one, is definitely the most difficult to like take the least amount of damage from, because it is very hard to kind of predict where he's going to go, because he didn't exactly aim directly for you. He'll kind of aim wherever he wants to, and you'll end up basically trying to dodge him and just run right into him. So it's pretty tricky. You'll get used to him. So he'll look like that. He'll basically just go his own direction, but he'll go pretty fast. So it is very hard to dodge him, but eventually get used to it. It's definitely not the most difficult basement kind of boss. You'll get much more difficult ones like the Haunt and stuff. That guy is really relentless. There's a couple more. Alright, so we're back at full health now. Might as well use our poop item, because the thing is, we never use spacebar items anyway, but I'm never going to be using this one. Definitely not. I rarely use spacebar items unless they're very good. Like the Book of Revelations, I'll use that like every 6 rooms, or stuff like Unicorn Horn, which basically gives you invincibility. I'll use that as efficiently as possible. But I definitely always find it very difficult to remember that I have spacebar items. Oh god, I hate these rooms because they're so narrow, and these guys charge towards you. And there's very few spaces where you can actually dodge them. So we've got a couple of pills here, let's see what they are. Tears down, that sucks, and... Telepulse, where are we? God, we teleported to the other side of the map, it looks like, yeah. Let's see what's in this chest. And we have High Priestess, right. That will essentially spawn a mom's foot. Literally like the one in the mom boss fight, which will it's a tricky one. Either it will basically destroy an enemy and like one-shot him, or it will hit you for like a full heart of damage. It's a gambling kind of item to use. It does deal a lot of damage if you can hit enemies though. In fact, I'll show it to you right now against Pestilence here. We'll just use it here. Hey, holy crap! Wow, I didn't think it would one-shot them, but he literally one-shotted a horse, like a Woman of the Apocalypse. Holy crap. That is fantastic. That is actually one of the best tarot cards. I didn't think it would deal that much damage, but yeah, that was literally a one-shot against a boss. Holy crap. So we just actually unlocked a second ball of bandages. Next you can see there, we've actually just got another piece of Bandage Girl, which is another character from Super Meat Boy. Which I'm not sure how different it works compared to Super Meat Boy. Oh, as you can see there, they look like charm tears. Because I've noticed every time you get the charm ability, they all always shoot pink tears. So I'm guessing that's what her ability is. I'm not going to get that. I usually would get Guppy's Paw, because essentially it will... what does it do again? It'll take off 1 red heart and it'll replace it with 3 soul hearts. It's a pretty good item, especially if you're playing with a character with very like low health to start out with, or unless you're at the end of the run and you have barely any hearts left. It's a good item to have, but the fact that we don't know how much health we have, like there's no indication of how much we are, we're definitely not going to pick it up, because that's a surefire way to get us killed, definitely. So I'm just going to test out Bandage Girl, because I've never actually got it to this stage before, I don't think, because we just unlocked the Horseman of the Apocalypse right now, so... But as far as I can guess, they're going to send Charm Tears. That's Guppy's head. I'm going to take that. It's so much better than poop. Like, anything at this point is much better than the poop spacebar item. Except his Lemon Mishap. But at least Lemon Mishap deals damage. Poop does nothing. It's an obstacle. It gets in your way. It does nothing to help you. I think Guppy spawns either 3 or 4 flies at a time, which deals actually quite a lot of damage to lower enemies. It's a pretty good item to have. And I think it only has a 1 spacebar regen, so every time you defeat a room, it'll regen straight away and you can use it. So basically, once you get it, make sure after you've defeated a room to straight away use a spacebar item. So you don't basically waste it, so you can get as many flies as possible. It's also very good to synergize if you get the ability to get bigger enemies, like spiders and flies, rather, allies. You can get it, I can't remember what item it is, but it essentially makes them twice the size, like the spider and flies allies. If you get that, it makes them twice as powerful, and that's a really good synergy to have with Guppy's head. You get anything else for that? No. Are we at full health? Yes, we're at full health. Alright, we're not doing too bad. Are we in Caves 1 right now? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm trying to guess with Bandage Girl, I'm guessing she works the same way as Meat Boy, except she probably shoots charm tears. I'm trying to see if I can charm any of these enemies. We'll see in a second. Also, I hate the black form of the Diglett kind of things. They look like Diglets to me, at least, one-eyed ones. But yeah, they shoot these really weird orbiting 4-shot tears. They're really hard to kind of get used to straight away. I don't think it is actually charming the enemies. I think it's just normal damage, but it's kind of ping in terms of the theme of Bandage Girl. But yeah, it's basically, as far as I can tell, it's basically a clone of the Meat Boy sort of cube of meat. So, kind of upgradable ones. Like the more you get, the bigger it will get. So basically, if we get another ball of bandages, if we find another Horseman of the Apocalypse, we'll get another ball of bandages, and it'll essentially turn Bandage Girl into a humanoid, and it'll essentially run around and destroy enemies for us. It's actually a really good item to have. And if we were to defeat 4 horsemen, all 4 of them, we'll get the final kind of version of her. It'll basically make a bigger version of her and deal a lot more damage. Oh, so it actually does charm enemies. Right, that's interesting. Okay, so it does have it actually has a charm ability to it, which will essentially turn it onto other enemies for us. But it seemed pretty rare. We did hit a lot of enemies, and it didn't actually charm them at first, so must have a very small percentage rate for that. I'm not going to go into the item room the storeroom rather, just yet, because we don't have 15 coins. So I never tend to waste keys on that unless we know we have actually got enough money to buy an item in there. Hopefully we can get more coins, and I'll try and see if I can find this secret room somewhere, because we've got so many bombs, we might as well have a look in a second. Right, what is that? I don't think we've seen that yet. Let's have a look. Thunder Fires. HP up, speed down. What did that say? Oh, damn it, I didn't read that fast enough. I think it's at Stumpy or something like that. I think I might have seen this before. It might do the same thing as Leo does, which is one of the what are they called? The God, I'm blanking out hard here. It's one of the the Gemini and the Sagittarius kind of things, star sign items, stuff like that. But basically, yeah, I thought it did that. So basically, it'll destroy rocks as you walk into them. It basically gives you the same effect as Leo does. Yeah. Zodiac, that's what I was thinking of, sorry. I actually blocked myself there. The Zodiac items, you get 12 of them and they do different things. And this basically gives us the Leo sort of Zodiac item ability, which basically lets us run through rocks. But unfortunately, it gives us a really big speed down. As you can see here, we're very, very slow. But I just want to see if there's any rocks, any more to destroy. Because I don't know if we've shown you yet, but there's trapdoors every now and again when you destroy rocks, and it'll send you down to another level, and it'll essentially do a little Zelda, Legend of Zelda kind of homage. I don't think there is anymore. I'm going to go to the boss room now. This is very tedious walking this slow. But yeah, you get kind of Legend of Zelda style rooms where it'll give you a free item, but they're extremely rare. I've only seen about 1 or 2 since I've been playing Rebirth. And I've kind of had another save file on the go just to kind of play casually on the side, learn a bit more about the game. But there's still a lot I haven't seen yet in this game. So full health, yeah, right. I kind of have to keep myself checking, because this kind of challenge is more of a psychological thing rather than a physical sort of challenge. Essentially, it keeps you guessing. Obviously, your line of sight, your visibility is kind of lessened because of the darkness curse. Also, you can't see your health, so you don't know how close you are to death at any point in time. So it's very worthy to know just how much HP you have at one point. I can't remember if you picked up any HP ups. Maybe Thunderfires actually gave us a HP up. It might have done. There's a lot of text there, so I didn't have enough time to actually read it all. But yeah. And I've just had a thought there. I'm not really exactly sure where these challenges end. The closest place they can end is Mom's fight. Like the fight against Mom, basically, it'll end there. Oh, fantastic! That's one of my favorite items. Daddy Longlegs is an amazing item. If you can see behind us, it might be a little hard to tell, but there's a little shadow behind us there. That's basically a Daddy Longlegs, which is, it kind of deals the same damage as Mom's Mom's foot. It'll basically come down every now and again like that, and it'll damage enemies like for a ton of damage. It does it again, like it does it every 4 or 5 seconds, so it actually has a very high spawn rate. You can kind of just stand in a room and just let it deal damage for you. Basically, if you keep your distance from enemies, it'll just do it in its own time. You basically have to have a lot of patience, but it's kind of, it's very useful against boss battles where the boss is kind of oh damn, that was a bit of dumb damage there, sorry. Where the bosses are pretty stationary. Like, they'll never move from one spot. Like Gertie, for example, will always stay in one spot. And Daddy Longlegs can kind of just keep pounding her and pounding Gertie, and like over boss battles like that. And essentially, oh, god damn it, this is not good damage here. But yeah, like if you have any stationary bosses, they'll essentially just keep stomping on them and dealing a lot of damage. You kind of just keep your distance and let it just drain out if you're very patient. Alright, I'm gonna have to concentrate. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage. God damn it! What is wrong with me? I was on my game here. Butt penny. Again. Oh, we are not getting good items. How much health do we have? I don't know. I don't know how much health we have left. We took a lot of damage, so we must be pretty close. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? We don't have any speed at all, so these enemies are extremely quick. Oh my god, that's why I've been taking a lot of damage. It's so hard to dodge anything, like any amount of enemies. It's a good item to have because you, essentially, like any rocks you can destroy or any poops and stuff, you can basically just walk through. But your speed goes down by like 3 or 4 notches. Like if you look at here, it's down to 1. It's probably the lowest you can get. It's in this room here. Alright. So I think we're doing pretty well. We're at the boss room now. As I was saying before, I'm basically wondering where these challenge rooms end. Maybe they'll end at the Mom fight, or they may end at Mom's heart. Or maybe they'll even go down to like Sheol, or like even further than that. I'm not too sure where it'll end. Oh, I'm not liking this. We're way too slow, that's the problem, man. I'm going to use a lot of bombs here, actually. Oh, we're going to be so close now. I need to really concentrate, because I'm... Oh, god damn it. I find it so difficult to dodge Gertie's bullets at this speed. I kind of have to... There we go, alright. Yeah, I had to use a lot of bombs there. I'm not used to this, like, this slow amount of speed. I can barely dodge anything. It's especially difficult with the Gertie fight, because when they shoot 5 bullets like that, it has such a wide arc that it's almost impossible to dodge at this speed. It really is difficult. Right, there's one more room to get over there. God, this is tedious. You'll sometimes find runs like this. Also, the butt penny trinket there, basically, it does a bad gas effect whenever you pick up a coin. It's not the best item. It's especially not the best trinket. There's so many better trinkets you can get. Yeah, as I was saying before with the Gertie fight, it's so difficult to dodge any kind of projectiles like that. Hoping we'll get some speed up upgrades. Whether we get like the belt, which will give us a speed upgrade, or whether we'll get some more pills. I don't think we actually found the speed up pill yet, so hopefully get some of them. I'm not doing well in this run yet. At least we've got a bit more health from the Gertie fight at the end there. I have absolutely no clue how much health we have left here now. So maybe this is a very like tight run. Maybe it's not. I'm not too sure. It's very hard to know how hard this challenge is. Oh, there's a couple rocks there. I really want to show you the guys that trapdoor, because it's really interesting. I think there's actually 2 different versions of it as well. Okay, we're back to full health. That's good. Yeah, there's two different versions. There's one that'll give us like the Legend of Zelda, like that kind of ladder sort of screen. We go down and there's usually like places where you get like the key and like the blue candle and stuff like that. But there's another one which is called the Black Market, I think. In that one, it'll essentially it'll give you a choice of 4 or 5 items, I think. Actually, it doesn't give you a choice. I think you can actually just pick up any items you want, which is not too bad. I think we're at about 3 hearts here, so I'm going to use the glow donation machine a little bit here. We'll use it 4 times because there's 2 heart containers down there. Alright, there we go. Alright, I'm not going to use that anymore. I'm a bit too scared to. At least we know we're still at full health. I'm going to go down to 15 coins. And then... Alright, we did already do the boss. Yeah, that was a goody one, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll go down to 15 coins, and then we will head off. There's so many hearts here. Right. Maybe one more bomb on this one. So yeah, I tend to blow up anything I can in arcade once I've done with them, because they do give you a lot of items like bombs, keys, and coins. A lot of them, especially if you blow them up. And if you have plenty of bombs to spare, you might as well do. There's no point in leaving them if you're going to leave the floor, you know. Is that a tarot card in there? What is that icon? Oh, it was a battery. Alright, I was wondering what the icon was on the map, on the top right there. I wasn't too sure. I'm going to use the 2 of spades here, might as well. It'll give us double our keys and give us 8, which will be more than enough to get to depths 2. Which I'm hoping is where this challenge will end. Hopefully it does. I mean, I shouldn't be sorry, but I am very sorry about the speed of this, because it is very... It must be very... very tedious to have me wait to just walk to every single room, because the speed is literally the slowest right now. I'll try and get through these floors as much as possible, considering how slow we are. Oh god, I don't like this room. I'm gonna have to defeat these hearts before the masks spot us here. Right, there we go. Yeah, the masks straight away will charge right at us if we basically if they spot us, they'll charge right at us, and they're really quick, and we're not going to be able to dodge them at this speed. I'll blow this up rather than using it. That being said, we don't really have a good trinket at the moment, so maybe we could have gone with a better trinket there, but... Alright, this way. Oh god. Okay, I think maybe... Actually, you know what it is? I think these rooms are a little easier, because we are slower, we're not exactly awkward with our speed, so it's a little... oh god! Oh, I forgot about those Ipecac enemies in the corners, I hate them. These are beam spiders, and these are probably one of the worst enemies in Rebirth. They're really tricky. Because the beams, they work the exact same way as Brimstone, but they will... Oh, because of our Stompy ability, we'll actually be able to go over them without using any bombs. That's pretty good. But yeah, those beam enemies, they take twice as long for the beams to dissipate. Like, Brimstone doesn't even last that long, so you always run into them because you think they're going to run out quicker than they do. It's very strange, the... I've gotten Daddy Longlegs in this this playthrough a few times already, despite it being, I think, a really rare item. I don't know if it's as rare as any other item to get, but I know a couple of people who have had a lot of difficulty. Basically, it's one of the last items they're trying to find in order to get 100% completion rate, and they take ages trying to find it. But I never usually have any problem finding it for some reason. I actually did get it quite often, which I'm happy with. You know what it is? I didn't really pay much attention there. I just got a trinket, but I've never seen that before. Let's see what that does. So I'll just pick this up and then I'll pick it back up again. Paperclip. Master of lockpicking. So... Maybe that's... Maybe if we unlock it, it won't spend a key? Or maybe... maybe that'll give us like a 50% chance to unlock a room. I'm not too sure, but it'd probably do something like that. I know Master of Lockpicking, I think that's a reference to Jill Valentine from Resident Evil. I quite like that reference. I love games, especially indie games, that do a lot of references to a lot of games that I love. There's definitely a lot in here. Like this, Binding of Isaac references a lot of things from stuff like Legend of Zelda and, you know, stuff like that. But, especially retro games, because it is a very retro game itself. Oh my god, that was a terrible room. I always think those guys shoot 3, but they actually shoot 2. It actually throws me off. So basically, if you don't move at all when they shoot at you, so supposedly if they're far enough away, they won't actually shoot because the bullets will just go right past you. Just unlock best friend. I think that's a we'll do it here just to get it on the item list. Yeah, I think we just unlocked the secret room. I didn't realize that. That will explode and will also basically send enemies closer to you. Basically closer to the item, and it'll actually explode them for you. I think it's kind of a gravity sort of ability. It's a pretty good item, but it's not the best. There's a lot better ones. I'm going to keep Guppy's head for this one. And I also keep forgetting to use the spacebar items. I need to remember to do that. I always forget. So yeah, after every single room, once you defeat a single room, press spacebar. Because that'll always give you more flies. Because it's only a one spacebar like regen, so you can actually get that chest without having to deal with these spikes. That's pretty good. Anything else? Alright, so there's a couple rooms down there, but I'm not going to go towards them because we're doing pretty well in this run anyway, and plus our speed is next to nothing, so... Oh my god, I hate this boss so much. This is one of my least favorite bosses in the entire game. This is Bloat. It's essentially a reskin of Peep, the boss Peep. Essentially, it'll spawn creep, like giant puddles of creep like that, which you can't run into at all. And also jump around, shoots a lot of bullets like that. It also has those 2 eyes right off the bat, which will deal a lot of damage if they hit you. And if you get too close, or at least get in their line of sight of Bloat, it'll basically shoot a brimstone attack at you, which is really difficult to dodge, especially at this speed. Oh god! I'm going to take so much damage in this boss battle alone. I don't know how much damage I've taken as well. This is it's terrible. We just get a couple hearts there, so it's not too bad. Also got an HP upgrade. That's pretty good. Right. So it's not the best run, but at least we're getting a lot of different, like several new items we haven't seen yet, which will basically add to the 100% rate on the item list. Basically in stats, has a giant list of all the items, so that basically be added to that when we pick them up. So even though I'm not going to use the items, I definitely want to pick them up just so that the game unlocks the item. It basically tells us that we've found it. Because in the game, you have to unlock the items, but just because you've unlocked them doesn't mean you get the 100% completion rate like Platinum Guard. You actually have to find the item and also use it in order for it to actually count towards the Platinum Guard 100%. So we'll have to remember to use every item we come across. I'm going to go into the item room now that we have plenty of coins. But this is, oh no, this is actually a library. So this is, every now and again you'll get into an item room, but it'll actually be a library instead, and it'll give you certain book abilities, like spacebar ones. So this is Annika's cookbook. I'm going to use this in a room here, and just to show you what it does, it's going to spawn a ton of bombs in the room, and that'll damage a lot of enemies. It also will synergize as well with burning bombs. It's going to leave a ton of fires across the room, and that'll deal a lot of damage. And this one, Telepathy for Dummies, will basically in a single room, it will give you homing shot, and it'll turn your tears purple. Basically, any tears or any projectiles that are purple basically mean they're going to home in on either you or an enemy. So they're pretty good items. I'm going to stick with Guppy's head. I think that's the better item, at least for now, because I do like the familiars like flies and spiders, especially if we can get items that'll make them a lot bigger. Oh, this isn't a good room. This isn't a good room at all. So we're going to basically have to get to the corners and defeat these guys before we get swarmed here. Oh, they're going to come back. They're coming back. Alright, there we go. Yeah, those enemies, they're invincible until you defeat every other enemy in the room. And then they'll, basically they'll despawn. They're kind of like the fairies in Zelda. You know those weird kind of skull and crossbone enemies? Are basically, they kind of travel around the room, and if they hit you, they'll like negate your magic or negate your health and stuff like that, and you basically can't attack. It's kind of enemies like that. They work the exact same way. Okay, I'm gonna go in the arcade room, trying to get a bit more health, because I definitely know I'm not at full health right now. Don't give us more coins, give us more health. We're gonna be here forever if we get more coins. I have actually done that before. These being in an arcade or somewhere with like slot machines and stuff like that, I use them constantly. It'll give me more coins and give me nothing else. I'll be here for like 10 minutes just waiting for it to either explode or for us to be depleted of coins, and it'll just never happen. Effectively, we've got some health there. We actually have full health, so I'll stop there. Also got a pill. What's this? Range down. Thank you very much. Oh, that range is terrible. That barely reaches half a room, that. Oh, it's terrible. I'll go to 15 coins again. Yeah. Oh, because we've already unlocked the item room. We're in depths 2 now. Wow, okay. That went pretty quickly despite our speed. So, yeah, let's actually try and get to Mom as quickly as possible now. Try and find the boss room. And see if the... Ooh! Ooh! Okay, I'm very happy right now. Okay, so the trap door just opened there. That's a very small percentage chance of that happening. It's what I was talking about before. So if you destroy a rock in a room, it'll essentially open a trapdoor like this. I was hoping for this to appear. Once again, if I mention something in one episode, it's going to appear in the same episode. It always happens. If you see my past episodes, it's basically if I say something, it's going to appear like every single time. I love it when this happens. I think this is a trinket ability. Ace of Spades. Was this in original Binding of Isaac? Maybe it was. I've probably doubles keys. Maybe when they spawn, it'll spawn another key, something like that. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I absolutely love the fact that whenever I mention something, it'll just appear. Like the dollar. I'll mention the dollar like once, and it has such a small percentage chance of spawning that it just appears. I'm like, what? Like it never happens. I rarely ever see the dollar, but in that one instance, it's crazy. So if it works that way, like Isaac, can I please have like quad shot brimstone, friggin' like shielded tears? I'd love that in one of these runs. Thank you very much if you gave me that. Now that I say that, that's never going to happen because Isaac is just the trolliest game of all. So those are Gish enemies. I'm not sure if you've seen them yet, but essentially they work the same way as the kind of meat enemies. They'll work the same way in the sense that they'll shoot tears, but they'll shoot them in the opposite direction. Basically, shoot them like diagonally. Right. So I just wanted to confirm they're actually still at full health. I think the boss room's down here. It might be up there, but I think it might be down here. I'm not too sure. No, it's not. And we've got a terrible room as well. Not too bad. I think we might actually have a moderate amount of damage right now, so that's not too bad. Also, the charm tears are working very well for us. I don't see them too often. I think there's... Mom's eyeshadow, I know, is one item that gives you charm tears. So I think we got that last run. Right, there's no more rocks. Just want to see if there's any more rocks to destroy there. Yeah, there's Mom's eyeshadow. I know there's pheromones, which is a pill you can get, which basically a bad gas effect, but essentially it'll like release pheromones. It'll essentially the enemies around you will be charmed. I quite like that pill, but I rarely ever see it. Right, so let's hope that this challenge ends at Mom's heart, Mom rather, and let's hope we can actually defeat her because it's going to be very hard to basically dodge that foot, and especially the enemies that you spawn. So let's best of luck to myself. Right. So I want to deal as much damage as possible right now. Oh, we just got to give Mom some bomb damage there. If we leave them at the doors and don't get too close, hopefully they'll spawn like that and give us some damage, which is pretty good. Let's go use Guppy's head and get a couple flies out there. Now the best tactic for this, god damn it, best tactic for this is to always look at the floor for Mom's foot coming down at you, especially to hear for the sound effect, which I can't hear too much because the sound's pretty low at the moment. Also, you have to defeat the enemies around you as quickly as possible, and then focus a lot of damage on Mom. Because you want to defeat her as quickly as possible, but you also want to destroy all the enemies in the room, so you're not basically swarmed and have a lot of enemies damaging you at the same time, basically. We're pretty close now. I think we're pretty confident doing this. We just got to make sure we don't get hit by that Mom's foot. It's hard because the shadow of Daddy Longlegs is kind of looming over me, and I keep thinking that's Mom's foot. It's really freaking me out. God damn it! Oh, he must be really low health now. Okay, come on, we can do this. Okay. Alright. Daddy Longlegs is helping us quite a bit here. It's doing a lot of damage for us. Just gotta make sure we don't get hit by any bullets here. Right, we did it. Okay, right. That is the challenge over. So once the trophy appears there, we've essentially done the challenge. And we don't have to go any further. That's really good. We also just got a range up ability, which is absolutely pointless because the run is over. So let us finish it. We've got an achievement there, and also got a rune, the rune of Hagalaz. Right, so that is a Rebirth only thing. I've never seen that in the original Isaac. That will... I guess I've heard a bit about the runes. I think the runes, they're always unlocked whenever you do a challenge. So we get the challenges here. As you can see there, first challenge is defeated. Pitch Black is essentially done for us now. I'm very happy about that. But yeah, every time we defeat a challenge, it's going to unlock a rune for us. And the runes essentially work the same way as pills and tarot cards. They'll take up the same space, so you can't basically pick up a tarot card and a rune at the same time. And the runes, I don't know what the abilities are. And looking here, there's 20 of them. At least I think there's going to be 20 runes. But they're going to do different abilities the same way as the tarot cards and the pills do. And essentially, over time, and like I said, every 5th episode, we're going to do a new challenge. Just to basically spice things up and get a bit more variety and kind of work our way close to the Platinum Guard rather than kind of leaving the challenge rooms until like episodes and episodes later. Basically, over time, we'll also unlock more as we do more runs, unlock more characters. We'll be able to play more for you guys. So yeah, that was the very first challenge. Not too difficult, although that speed down Fundify's upgrade was the worst thing to get in that run. Absolutely, like, I think it's best to get that item when we do have enough speed, or at least we get more speed to accompany it. But on its own, I do not like having that little speed. It's so hard to dodge things. Like I've actually learned right now, I rely so much on that. So yeah, we basically, so yeah, we've got some got a little bit further on the challenges, but next 4 episodes we'll do a few more runs up to episode 10, and we'll do another challenge room. At the moment, our goal right now is trying to get to Sheol, trying to defeat Satan, and also to get as many Hom's Heart kills as possible, basically. So that just over time we'll do that, and that is the episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like in the comment section down below, and also feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.